All right. Hello out there, YouTube. What's going on, everyone? It is D Dunn here. I am the average gaming dad. We're back from vacation. We just streamed some Call of Duty for a couple hours. Had a blast. Game's in a tough state. but we still had some good games, and now we are over here in Madden Land, coming off of our Super Bowl win, in which we easily, easily handled the Baltimore Ravens, winning 27-10. It was kind of an uneventful game given the previous games versus San Francisco and Philadelphia, which were really close and really tight games. But we came out on top, and now we have to defend the title, and that starts with having a successful offseason. So uh, this is season 4. I think we've done an exceptional job so far of both retaining talent, developing talent. So yeah, let's get into it. We did a little recap. We talked about what happened. Yeah, so I think we're all set. Yearly awards. I think we went through these at the very end of last episode, but we'll go through it again. Jeff Saturday, Colts legend, now New York Giants legendary head coach, brings home the Lombardi Trophy and Coach of the Year honors. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Only one non-QB in the mix here, and that is our stellar running back, Joey Hawley. Offensive Player of the Year for the NFC goes to Joey Hawley. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Azeez Ojulari. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I don't think we actually had anyone. Duncan Sherman filled in at tight end for Theo Johnson. Through a couple injuries, played well. That was about it. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we had Dakota Boss, who came in around like week 6, week 7 as a starter and played really well. Got consistent pressure on the quarterback, developed quite a bit. Best QB is Jalen Hurts. Our own Pat Hutchinson was up there at number 6. Of course, Joey Hawley wins Best Running Back. Best Wide Receiver is Malik Neighbors. No offensive line except for random backups. I guess Steve Ramirez here and Andrew Thomas, okay, are at least in the mix. Best D-line is Braxton McKinney. Best linebacker is Taylor Bowden. Best DB, I don't know, did we have anyone in the mix here? Michael Carter. I think he finished the year with 3-4 picks. Not a bad year. And then we were also up there at number 5 spot for best kicker. I think he kicked around 90%, 85-90% for the year. Missed some from like 50 plus. But there's all the awards. We took home a lot of them. Let's see. We do have a bunch of staff points. Probably won't spend those right now. I guess we could look at maybe like some trade stuff that we might be able to do. Player personnel trades. Let's see. 2% trade discount for CPU draft picks. That might come in handy. What's that? It's only 18 points. Let's go ahead and get that. We probably won't do much in free agency, so not going to bother with that. Guaranteed trade package for current user. Non-X Factor players will be valued a dev trait higher. That could be really helpful, so we'll get to that. Reduce the cost of trading up in the draft. That would be really helpful. I don't see us trading away any players, but I also don't see where we bring in new players either. So I guess we'll do this one just so that we can get to this one. Okay, I guess we need both of these. Okay. So we won't be able to get all the way there, but we're pretty close. That will be pretty big. All right, because I do plan on making some trades in the draft. Uh, two specific options, but we'll get to that when we have the draft. Let's see some staff moves around the NFL. Robert Saleh fired from the Broncos. Poor guy. So it looks like Broncos clean house, Bucks cleaned house, Dan Quinn is gone, Todd Bowles is gone. Isn't Dan Quinn a defensive coordinator? Weird. Falcons let go of their offensive coordinator. Raiders, Commanders, Saints, Seahawks, Steelers, Titans, all clean house. And then a few coordinators that are gone. No big deal. All right. So let's head to the offseason. Offseason is always one of my favorite things to do, especially the draft. So I guess we'll go ahead and talk about it. I have two trades in mind. One, combining, because we have 3 first-round picks, combining all 3 of those to move up to the number 1 spot to draft a stellar-looking left tackle. Looks like a generational talent. Or, since we don't really need anything, trading out of all of our number 1 picks, unless there's someone we really, really want, but trading down out of all those picks for getting future draft capital. That's what I'm thinking. All right. Who won Super Bowl MVP? I don't think there's an easy way to see that, but there it is. Super Bowl MVP is running back Joey Hawley, who was injured, I think, in the 3rd or 4th quarter, so he didn't actually play the entire time, but Giants get their 5th Super Bowl. Pretty awesome. So Joey Hawley, I'm sure, will be like a 99 overall after the season. So we'll have 2 99 overall. All right, mock draft 4. And this is the QB, or this is the tackle that I'm looking at here. Artie Hogan. He's 22 years old, 6'6", 310. Great to elite agility, great to elite change of direction, great to elite speed. Solid to good strength. I'd like a little bit better, but he's not a power archetype, so we don't necessarily expect that. And then skill-wise, literally everything is an A, except for stamina and pass block power. He's incredible. And that would pretty much sure up our offensive line for a while. So we currently have the number 8, the number 19, and then, of course, number 32. So I'm thinking we can combine all of those to get the number 1. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to. This guy has, yeah, he looks terrible. All right, so we know we're going to have to move up a few spots. I don't think it'll be hard. Who has the number 1 spot? The Saints. Okay. But he looks like an actual generational talent, which I've never drafted one before, so that'd be really exciting. And, all right, retirements. Any big names? Kyle Juszczyk, Tyrann Mathieu. What's he, the Honey Badger, right? Travis Kelce finally retires after 15 years, losing in the Super Bowl to us. Devontae Adams finally retires. Hunter Henry retires. Matt Milano. Oh, R.I.P. Nick Chubb. That's all the active players. Xavier Howard. There's some names down here. Matthew Judon, who's actually had a really good season with the Falcons, but some guys down here that didn't end up landing on teams. Kirk Cousins. There's definitely some notable names. that are saying goodbye here in the year 2027. All right, we have a press conference. Let's talk about it. I think it's going to be tough because it's going to be hard to upgrade really at any position. So I feel like, I mean, I have a plan for the offseason, but it's probably not going to be one of these. But I guess we're going to say we're going to win the draft because we're going to take that left tackle and we're going to draft him. He's going to be the best left tackle ever. What does that mean? We're going to get a difference maker in the first 3 rounds. That's the plan. We want that left tackle. That's the goal. So let's go after him. Okay, we got that. College players. I think we've gone through just about every position and like favorited some players, right? We're definitely not drafting a QB. We're definitely not drafting a running back, fullback, or a wide receiver. I don't think. If anything, it's just going to be off of physicals. Anyone with... Oh, that's strength. I was like, what? We got one great to elite speedster. So we will favorite him. Other than that, and he's a potential UDFA. So he can be a 7th rounder. We don't need a tight end. We already went through... Yeah, we just don't really need a lot of stuff. We could add some more depth and use that linebacker, specifically middle linebacker. Excuse me. Really just... And our linebackers anymore... Actually, do we? Because we have Bowden. I am thinking about moving to a 4-3. So we would need another rushing D tackle, which we already have highlighted those. I guess we can look at ends. So let's sort. There's no A power moves. There's no... Wow. Right, so we'll highlight a couple of these guys that have B and C power moves and finesse moves. Same thing with some left ends. We actually have some A power move guys here. So we'll mark them. Any A finesse moves? No. Sick. Okay. And then we'll look for maybe some middle linebackers that have some good coverage. Likely will be all, if anyone has... Okay. We got some decent cover guys in here. So we'll highlight those. Maybe we pick up a cornerback. Unlikely. But A-man, A-press is not bad. We'll highlight him. Nope. Nobody with B-man. That's crazy. So most of these guys are going to be zone. Only one guy with B zone. And then we should be good on safety. I think we also need a punter. But we looked through all these guys and none of them had kick power. Porta marginal. Porta marginal. Marginal to decent. Kick power solid to good. Chambers might be the only one that actually has any kick power. Kick power, solid to good. So there's only 2 guys that even have potentially good kick power. We'll highlight those, but obviously that's like very far down the list of needs. But I think we've already done a good job of going through and highlighting some players that we want. We do have some player upgrades. Okay, so these are all of our, what do you call it? Practice squad players. It's nice that they got quite a bit of development. I like to see that. But we will just focus on the big names here down at the bottom. Malik Neighbors with an upgrade, but like, I guess we'll just try and max out the rest of these. He's insane. He's just so good. +6 to carrying, +6 to short route. He's just going to have 99 everything by the end of this series. It's going to be phenomenal. Holly, he joins the 99 club. Okay. And Hutchinson. Okay, he's up to a 93. He's still only at star dev. I don't know how that happens. That's kind of crazy, honestly. But we'll try and max out his strong arm ability. Playing up to a 98 with morale. So that's really good. But I'm just really surprised he only has star dev. I mean, I think he finished the season with pretty good stats, right? 116 QE rating, almost 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, only 12 picks. 67% completion percentage, average almost 11 yards a game. Like, those are solid numbers across the board. Maybe you could say, if he was truly elite, he'd be around like 35 touchdowns to like maybe 8 interceptions, but it's a respectable ratio. And when we had, the number 1 rushing attack in the league, we didn't need him to throw a lot. +2 pursuit, +2 zone for Juwan Beasley. He's coming along as a really, really solid young safety. Taylor Bowden's amazing. We'll continue to try and max out his coverage. Because he basically is just like a third safety with his speed. 90 speed, 90 tackle. His block shed could definitely go up, but 95 zone coverage, 75 man. I think a beauty right there. All right, and the rest are all backups. Yep. So we'll just auto upgrade the rest of those guys. But we have 299 overall players on this squad, which is pretty phenomenal. Okay. All right, I think everyone that we really wanted to re-sign signed. One thing I am going to do. Okay. This is tough. $60 million for Hutchinson. I think BJ Stump's a no-brainer. Tyrone Tracy. $60 million. I mean, for a 94 overall QB and no real backups, I think we will do that. So there's our 2 first rounders that we took in year 1, Pat Hutchinson and BJ Stump. We got them locked in for another year. I'm okay to let Tyrone Tracy walk. Backup left end, punter, yep. We're good to let those guys go. Got a player meeting on the field. Okay. Who we talking to? Who we talking to? Dorian Graham. My agent's been telling me, oh, missed it. What's your motivation? I don't believe that strongly in anything. What should I be motivated by? I just want you to care about winning. That's all you should care about. We already won one Super Bowl. More on the way. Okay, so winning is now his motivation. Wow. Super impactful. Uh-oh, Phil Staff. What happened to our staff? Oh no. Our coordinators are gone. All right. Vertical zone run at Tampa 2. Huh. Feel like this is probably more of our guy. 3-4 storm, multiple zone run. Although, like I said, we might go to a 4-3. Does it really matter? I don't think so. I don't think so. This is so strange. This thing, like, I just don't know if any of this really matters. But I guess we'll go with the one that matches our playstyle the most, which would be this one. Dan Hampton. 3-4 storm, multiple zone run. Sure. And then defensive coordinator. Get Brian Dayball. All right, let's go with Brian Gurley. Okay, we just got a ton of staff points, so now we can get the player personnel upgrade that we wanted. And then we'll do, let's see. I am obsessed with the offensive line. So we'll do that. Do we go run block? I mean, we're a run first team, right? That's what I've been preaching this whole time. So we'll give him those upgrades to our O-line. Great. The big thing is that it gives us the ability to move up in the draft a lot easier. So I mean that's pretty good. I don't really. Our salary cap is $62 million. We also have combine results, but those don't matter. So, fun fact. So, let's see if there's anyone out here in free agency that is worth a pickup. I mean, actually, do we just have like the greatest offensive line in the league for sure and bring in a 91 overall left tackle and then draft a rookie left tackle that's probably an 85 overall? That would be insane. How much does he want? What would this cost us? Half of our salary cap. Half of our salary cap. Let's see. 91 strength, 89 run block, 94 pass block. I mean, he would definitely be an upgrade if we moved him to right tackle. But if we are going to trade multiple draft picks to get a left tackle, does that make sense? Probably not. But I'm kind of crazy. I do love me some offensive linemen. And we don't need anything else. Let's see. We do need a punter, and we didn't like the options in the draft. Ryan Stonehouse, he wants to be here. He has 99 kick power. Matthew Herman's only 25, though. But, I mean, I feel like punters are good forever, right? Yeah. You want to be here for like 4 years? Okay. So that takes care of our punting situation. And then, I mean, if we have the money, I just don't know why we wouldn't do it, right? Lock him down for 5 years. What's his injury rating? Injuries in 91. Yeah. Yep. We're going to do it. We're going to go player friendly, 4 years. I'm sure we will be number one. We are. So we could lock down. We're just going to have like the greatest offensive line of all time. I like it. All right. So that's good. That's all we really need. We need a punter. And we need. I'll always take some offensive line depth. So. I guess we can look. Because one thing I am going to do is I'm going to up the injury sliders. And so we may need some depth at some other positions. We just let Tyrone Tracy go. This looks like a really cheap option here. And then maybe just look for, see if there's anyone that's just like crazy, like stupid fast that we might go after. Not really. Yeah. All right. So that's fine. All right. Let's go ahead and advance to the next week. Again, we don't need any of these players. It would just be super duper nice. We just got a trophy for big spender, so I think that means we landed that left tackle. We have the mock draft 5, and oh, oh, oh. So this is interesting. It now has the Saints at left, getting the left end. And the guy we wanted, Artie Hogan, now drops to number 3. So that is even less that we have to spend to get Artie Hogan. And he's the only player I want in the entire draft. He just has, it's like, how could you not want a guy that has A's across the board? It's unbelievable how good he is. If he's not generational, I would be flabbergasted. I'm not going to lie. And if we can trade up and get him at 3, it's a big win. Okay, we don't care about pro day results, mock draft 5. All right, so let's see how we did. So we land Kingsley Suamaitai. You love to see it. So could come back to bite us in another year or two when we have to pay Joey Hawley and Malik Neighbors their 5th-year options. Ugh. But I think we're okay for now. So we'll call that good. We don't need to sign any more free agents. So I think we can just go to the next week of free agency here. We still have $30 million in cap in case we have some holes that we need to fill and go out to free agency before the start of the season. And so who's the odd man out here on our offensive line? I think what we might do is, oh my God, our offensive line's going to be so good. What is this team? Dakota Boss goes up to an 86 overall. My brother in Christ, this is crazy. What a defense. What a team. What a team. I don't really know where we're going to put all these guys, but we'll find a home for them. That's just crazy, man. How did we get in a spot where we had so much cap space and so many good players? This season we could go undefeated. All right, we don't need any more free agents. We'll sim another week. All right, let's see if we have any notables here. So we signed the best player. TJ Hawkinson goes to the Seahawks. Anyone in our division? So you can't really sort by team. Jets and Rams went out and signed some people. Ricky Pearsall, will have to face him against the Commanders. That makes me really happy. I do not like Harrison Buckner. CMC's out here at 32 years old. No one picked him up. Kind of surprising. So, not a whole lot of impact players going anywhere. It looks like, yeah, the Jets went out and spent some money. The Rams went out and spent a little bit of money, but no real big impact players. All right, and now here we go.
Every career starts as a dream, a belief that someday you'll join the greats and line up next to them on the same field in the
Such a cool
same
shot.
league. That dream required incredible sacrifice just to even make it to this point. For the coaches and teams of this league, they dream of the right player that changes everything for their franchise. Tonight, those dreams collide. Welcome to Madden's.
Nice. All right, so first things first, we got to pause the draft. All right, so can we see? I don't think we could see the mock drafts, but they had them going at 3. Oh no. They took him. The mock draft lied. Artie Hogan ends up going number 1. Oh, that's so disappointing. They must have changed that because it used to be whatever the last mock draft said is what it was going to be. Quick, back out, restart. Oh man, that's so frustrating. That's actually heartbreaking. I was willing to give it all for that kid. And now he's just off the board. We do have a couple true round 1 talents. I mean, I guess we'll take Simmons as a consolation prize. Then maybe some of these linebackers. We don't need anything. He still looks really good. He still looks really good. Damn, that sucks. I should have just done it. Well, I guess we know for next time. The mock drafts do lie. Damn it. All right. There's no reason to trade up for anyone if we don't have what we want available, then we'll just trade down. But it looks like we can't get Simmons. So I guess it's a good thing we did sign that left tackle in free agency. It's just, God, that sucks. We missed out on generational talent. Yeah, they want us to take an outside linebacker. It's just not a position of need right now. I mean, I guess technically tackle isn't either, but we'll take it. Or do we just trade out of this pick? It's 22, 6'6", 338. Great strength, elite change of direction, great agility. B pass block, B run. I mean, he's a solid lineman. I am going to up the injuries, so it would be good to have depth. We'll go and take him. He seems like a solid pick. Okay. Ranked at number 22. We take him an 8. High IQ, former high school power forward. Hidden dev, has 90 strength. Not super fast, but he'll be a good backup. I'm so bummed that we missed out. All right, so now we go down to 19. Maybe if one of those outside backers are still here, we'll take one. Looks like they're both off the board. Yeah. There's no one that we have scouted that we know is a true number one talent. We don't have any position of need. Who we have favorited, all these guys are like round 1, round 2 kind of guys. So I think we'll just trade out of this pick. All right, so for number 19, we can get a first rounder next year, a third and a fifth, 2 firsts and a sixth. Do we want 2 firsts and a sixth from the Bengals or 2 firsts and a sixth from the Browns? Yeah, I think we'll go with the Browns offer. They haven't seemed to be doing particularly well. So we'll get a first round next year, a first round the year after that, and an additional 6th round pick this year. That's fine. Now we can skip ahead and we'll go to next pick. I'm still kicking myself. I thought that the last mock draft you got was just exactly how the CPU would draft. I was willing to trade it all to get Artie Hogan. Hurts my soul a little bit. We could add some running back depth, but we don't need to. We just don't need anything. Like, our team is so really good. Let's see. We got a right guard here that's supposedly a round 1 guy that we favorited. Great speed, good strength, great change of direction, great acceleration. Those are all good. B pass block. Ooh, B to D run block. I don't know if that's great. It's just we've already done so much with our offensive line. And we already went offensive line round 1. And we just don't know much about the rest of these guys to really... I mean, A pass block, C to F run block. It's just, I don't know, man. None of these guys are really super exciting to me. We already went offensive line in free agency. We went with offensive line in the first round. We could actually use some defensive talent or defensive tackle depth, but we can get that later in the draft. Yeah, all these guys that we're really looking for are round 2, round 3. So I think we're actually going to trade out of this pick as well. Again, we were going to combine all 3 of our first round picks for the number 1, but we got bamboozled by the mock draft. Ended up not trading up. So we can get a bunch of picks from the Bears first round next, so we could go in again next year with 3 first round picks. That's actually pretty tempting. And then 4th and a 7th this year might actually be good based off, what we're looking at. 2nd and 4th this year, a 3rd, 1st, 3rd, 4th. Let's just take this one. So we'll take the Bengals first rounder next year, along with a 3rd next year and a 7th this year. So that'll give us 3 first rounders again next year, in case maybe we see another generational talent we want to go after. But we've done a really good job of setting ourselves up for success with picks. Do we not get to see the draft board? There it is. All right. So we have 3 third rounders this year. No 4th rounders, but then we have 2 6ths and 2 7ths. 3 thirds, no 4th, a 5th, and a 6th. Okay. All right. Who do we have favorited? An end to guard, a defensive tackle. All these guys are around 3 to 4, except for this corner. What do we know about him? He's 6'3", 200 pounds, tall, lanky guy. Poor speed, poor acceleration. A man, A press, A tackle. If he had any physical ability, I would probably actually take him in this spot. But that's brutal. We will go ahead and I can't unfavorite him. Good. All the rest of these guys are 3rd rounders. So let's just go with who's available. We have 2 young, really talented safeties. We could draft for depth. 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 We could draft for d This guy is a potential UDFA, so that would be a big reach on him. We don't need wide receiver, tight ends. None of these are good. What about defensive tackle? He's only 20 years old. So even if he's not good now, he could be good in quite a few years. 6'5", 285, so tall, kind of light. Bone crushing hits, spin move, swim move, bull rush, motor that runs through the whistle. Elite speed, good strength, great change of direction, great A finesse moves, A hit power. I think I'm actually going to go for this guy, Silas Rodriguez. Silas Rodriguez. It says that he is around 2 to 3, so this may be a bit of a reach. But he has a ton of attributes, which means he's probably hidden dev. He has elite speed. And if we do want to end up moving from a 3-4 to a 4-3, we're going to need a secondary defensive tackle. And I think it might be Silas Rodriguez. Fans are happy. Everyone's clapping. Oh, head coach Jeff Saturday is stoked. They're in the war room. They're pumped. They think we got our guy. Okay, so he's 102. We get him at 64. Must become stronger. Okay. So hidden dev, which is great. 78 speed, 81 acceleration, 84 strength. But we know he has A finesse moves. And that might be enough. That might be enough. And he's only 20 years old. So we have tons of opportunity to get him up to, superstar dev. I actually like that pick. That was kind of a surprise pick, but I like it. All right. So we have now 3 third rounders. First one being at number 19. So we have 19, 24, 32. Okay. Now there was a lot of guys we had favorited in that round 2 to 3 range. They're almost all gone. So we got a guard and a right end. Let's take a look at the guard. Great strength, good speed, great change of direction, elite agility. A lead block, B pass block, B run block, A awareness. Again, this is just drafting for depth at this point and for future starters. But that's fine. Because I am going to up the injury sliders. So we should expect more injuries. So actually having good depth is going to be important. Because right now it's there's just not enough injuries to really make an impact. And then the other guy we have favorited is a right end, Jared Waters. Also, a ton of attributes. So he's likely has hidden dev. Great strength, good speed. Doesn't get off the ball very quickly though. B power moves. I think he's more of a 4th or 5th rounder. I don't know if I feel like taking him in the 3rd round. But I'm okay with this guard. We'll go Luke Jackson. Young lad out of Clemson. Okay. We get another round of applause from everyone. They're liking the pick. He was ranked number 10 in true value, and we drafted him at 83, so we might have gotten the steal of the draft. Only normal dev, which is kind of surprising. Why was he ranked so high? 89 strength, 78 acceleration, 70 speed. I'm really confused why he's ranked at number 10. But I guess B pass block, B run block, and A lead block are all good. A awareness. Okay. Maybe some of those other attributes that we only knew of A to C are a lot better than what we thought. So now we'll go about 10 picks later. And we'll take a look at what our options are. We could look at adding some depth to our safeties. Are any of these guys good athletes? Good acceleration, good speed. We got great speed. What is this guy? A tight end. .6'3", so he's not super tall. But we got great agility, elite jumping, great speed, elite strength. He's got a ton of attributes, so he's probably hidden dev. Not much of a blocker, but picking here, I'd be happy with a really good athlete that we can develop. Let's do it. Brian Bradshaw. 136, we drafted him at 88. Only normal dev. It's kind of surprising, but really good athlete. 86 speed, 84 jumping, 88 acceleration, 85 agility. Normally when they have a ton of different attributes, you're going to see hidden dev, but we just get normal dev, but it wasn't too much of a reach. All right. And then if we can find maybe a safety that's a really good athlete, we could go for that. Let's go to physicals. Just solid speed for both these guys. Strong safety. Great speed. Everything else is solid. B play rec. D zone is pretty tough. He doesn't look great. What about corner? Maybe there's a corner out there that's a good athlete with at least has B zone or something. Nope. Okay. We're definitely good on offensive line. Do we have any other? Oh, we have a ton of favorites. Okay. Round 3 to 4. right end. Let's see. Great strength, good speed. B power moves. I mean, sure. We'll take a shot on him. He's got a bunch of attributes. He's ranked 141. We take him at 96. So a little bit of a reach, normal dev again, but good speed, good strength. And we'll see what his power moves end up being. Again, we're not rebuild mode, so these don't really hurt us too much. And they're solid draft picks. They're just not anything great. We don't have any round 4 picks. So we will be skipping round 4 altogether and then going to the last pick in round 5. And there's really no point in trading away like a 5th, 6th, 7th rounder. So we're just anyone that's like an athlete, anyone that we have listed as our favorites. Yeah, the rest of these guys are UDFAs. This marginal to poor speed is really tough. B press, B zone, D man. That's not it. Okay, the rest of these guys are UDFAs. I think there was a receiver here that had like elite speed or something like that. Yeah, elite speed, elite agility, elite acceleration. Do we take him at the last pick in the 5th round? I'm going to take him. Why not? It may end up being a reach, but he is an elite athlete. And we'll take a shot. So he's ranked 69 in true value. Nice. You got to love that. We take him at 160. Hidden dev, 97 speed, 99 acceleration, 97 agility, and 90 change of direction. So definitely not a reach. The guy can't run a route to save his life, it looks like. He can run straight down the field really fast. But Tavon Barta, we'll take it. All right. I mean, so that's a big win. And then we have 2 6th rounders and I think 2 7ths as well. We already found 1 gem. What else we got? Brandon Bullet. Marginal to poor speed. That's not great. Could look at a linebacker. A hit power, B zone. F pursuit is really tough, actually. Uh, Probably B-man, B-zone. Brandon Bullitt. Poor speed. That's a immediate no. Could go defensive tackle again. Decent enough athlete. B finesse moves is about it. But he's got... What about this right end? Poor strength. I mean, he's not going to be able to do anything with poor strength. We'll go with the defensive tackle again. He's young. Maybe we develop him. Ooh, that was a big reach. Ranked 310. We got him at 178. Normal dev. Good strength and acceleration. And B finesse moves. Probably not the best. Probably not the best draft pick. But we have one gem so far. And of course, we missed out on the one pick that we really wanted. Because we thought that the... what is it called? Where it projects where everyone's going to land. And do any of you guys athletes? Just give me an athlete. We'll work on everything else. Good speed, great speed at wide receiver. Cordell Lamb, maybe he's like a cousin of CeeDee Lamb. Elite acceleration. Double up on wide receiver. We don't need these guys at all. What is good speed? What is good speed for a corner? What are you running? 4.45, 4.39 at a pro day. I guess that's not awful. That's probably like low 90s speed. All right. We don't even have like a B zone or a B man. Oh, that is so tough. Like, what do we even do here? I guess we take the one receiver that is least fast. So we'll just have nothing but speed. Normal dev, 95 speed, 95 acceleration. So we will have all the fastest wide receivers in the NFL. Basically is what we're getting. Yeah. All right. 2 7th rounders. See what we're going to end up with here. I don't see how I can like reach on a safety where no one even has. Okay, here's a B zone. Nothing else is good. He's also has... I mean, I guess he could be a safety. Safeties don't have to be super fast. Free safety, anyone with good zone. This is terrible. All right, I guess we'll take the corner. Where do you go? Bullet. And then maybe we just move him over to like free safety or something. I mean, it's not a reach, but he's just not great. 87 speed, so he'd be even kind of slow for a safety. But at least he has B press, B catching, B tackle, B zone. Hopefully, maybe that's B block shed. So we can convert him over to safety at least. All right. And the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant. Who do we got? Are there any QBs left? There is. Anyone that with good speed? Oh, I saw elite, and I was like, ugh. What's good speed for a quarterback? 4.63. Do we have any of our favorites left? All right, we got left tackle, got some middle linebackers here. Poor strength, can't do it. Solid speed, great acceleration. A hit power, B zone, C man. Sure, you can be Mr. Irrelevant, Brad Bass. All right. I'm going to be so mad whenever I see the number 1 overall pick and he's like an 85 overall and I didn't trade up for him. Are you guys ready to be disappointed? Damn it. Damn it. AJ Staten actually looked to be really good too. But Artie Hogan is who we wanted. It is not who we got. Hidden Dev, 88 strength, 80 run block, 82 pass block. He's very good. He's very good. Let's see what and he's a superstar. Oh, frustrating. Okay. AJ Staten goes to the Titans. 95 throw power. 74 speed. It's not bad. It's basically like what RQB has. We definitely got the fastest players in the draft. If we sort by speed only, we have literally the 2 fastest guys in the draft, so I guess that's a win. Who busted? I mean, we had a bust for sure. All right, let's just take a look at our guys here. Again, we were just kind of drafting for a lot of depth. So we got Luke Jackson. He was our 3rd round pick, and he ends up being our highest overall. So that's not bad, even though he has normal dev. He's got 73 pass block, 74 run block, and 89 strength. Pretty good athlete, so that's fine. Our number 1 overall pick, or our number 1 pick, hidden dev, 90 strength, 76 run block, 74 pass block. So he's, 90 lead blocks kind of great. We might throw him over to right guard and just let him develop. because that's really the only position that we need. Actually, no, we don't even need that anymore. All right. Anyone that's like a potential starter. Silas Rodriguez ended up being kind of a bust. Hidden Dev, which is great, but only a 69 overall. But he's also only 20 years old. So if we use him as a focus player for uh, like our weekly strategy, he'll be an 80 overall after like a season, especially with Hidden Dev. He's got 78 finesse moves right off the rip, which is suitable. And he's fast. 78 speed, 81 acceleration, and 84 strength are fine. The question is he good enough to move us over to a 4-3 instead of a 3-4? Maybe after a season. Bradshaw was a bust. A lot of these guys, like, we were just looking in the third, fourth, fifth rounds for just, athletes that we can develop. We got that. So even though the overalls aren't great, it's okay. We also, again, got the two fastest players in the draft with Taven Bartow and Cordell Lamb, 95 and 97 speed, respectively. Brandon Bullitt is going to go. I guess we can go ahead and edit him, right? Let's move him over to, I guess, free safety. Just because he doesn't have the speed to play on the outside. So he's 66 overall, free safety. That's fine. I mean, all in all, I think like the very, very top of the draft class was pretty good. Two guys that are 80 plus overall, three guys that are 80 plus overall is pretty good. But then after that, it kind of falls off quite a bit. And you're quickly into like the 75, 74s. So we did okay. We added a bunch of depth, which is what we needed because, again, I am going to be changing the sliders to increase the amount of injuries so that getting those depth pieces really matter. It also should make it harder for us in the future. All right, so there we go. I don't think we have to adjust anyone. Actually, we do. Let's see. I mean, I guess we don't have to adjust the roster, but just who we got. So we got Hutchinson still, of course, Hawley. I mean, look at this wide receiver room. 97 speed, 95 speed, 95 speed, 94, 94, 93. Like, Malik Neighbors, our best wide receiver, is also our slowest wide receiver. But we got some really good depth. Dorian Graham will be our number 2 and probably move to the slot. We got some good young tight ends. And then this is what we need to figure out. We have Andrew, we have two. What do we do with these tackles? I think we probably move Sumaeda over to right tackle and then shift Evan Neal from right tackle to right guard. And then we will have just an absolutely ridiculous offensive line, barring injury. I guess we do also need, is this when we move to a 3-4 to a 4-3? So that would be Azeez Ojulari, Dakota Boss at ends, and then it would be Braxton McKinney and probably Silas Rodriguez, since he did end up having Hidden Dev, and he's only 20 years old. So those guys would be our two defensive tackles, and then we would have Kayvon Thibodeau, Taylor Bowden, and then maybe we move like Okereke over to right outside linebacker instead of Deacon Fields. I guess it's just a matter of would we rather have a slightly weaker linebacker core or slightly weaker defensive line. Thing is, Okereke is not going to be with us much longer just because he's 32. Hey, babe.
Which one do I use for cupcakes to mix?
This one or this one? Corner, we're pretty good. We are going to have to probably go out in another year or two and get someone to replace Michael Carter. And then we don't have a lot of depth at safety, which is a little concerning. Let's take McLeod here and edit him over to strong safety, because if you don't, the game will make you like sign a strong safety. And he plays backup safety anyway, so we'll just make it official with this position change. Okay. And then we got, I guess now, third-year guy? No, two-year guy. Taylor Sanders at kicker. Stonehouse. I don't even know how this guy came on the roster. I think it was just practice squad player. So yeah, we're going to have the best offensive line in football. That is for sure. It's going to be kind of diabolical. All right. So let's see. All right, so we don't have too many adjustments to make, but we're going to move. Wait. Actually, I really hate this view. We're just going to go to the depth chart. So Hutchinson's, of course, going to be our starting QB. Holly, of course, is our starting running back. And then we'll have Neighbors. I think Graham, Hyatt. I didn't even realize we still had Darius Slayton on the roster. So let's get some of these rookies down here who might get some playing time if there's some injuries. Okay. Andrew Thomas will stay at left tackle. Carmichael will probably be our backup across the board. And then we'll have Pritchett, Ramirez, and then we are going to have Evan Neal move to right guard instead of right tackle. And we will move Sue Maeda from left tackle to right tackle. Evan Neal, Carmichael. All right, so our offensive line overalls are 91, 86, 84, 84, and 92. Unbelievable. All right, I think we will stick with a 3-4 this year. Probably one more year while we develop a second defensive lineman, which will be Rodriguez. We'll put him at DT number 2 right now. Then we'll have Thibodeau at left end, Okereke, Bowden, middle linebacker, Fields at right, Isaiah Simmons will be our backup linebacker, Stump, Carter, Banks, corner, Newbin, and Beasley are the safeties. McLeod will be the backup at both safety spots. Then we have Sanders, Stonehouse, who do we want returning kicks? How about the new rookie Bartow with his 97 speed? Bartow. He'll also return punts. Third down back is, of course, Holly. Our power back, in air quotes, is Holly. Slot receiver, do we change it? I feel like if we don't change it from Malik Neighbors, no one else is going to get any catches. The problem is he's just too damn good. Like, why would you not put him in the slot? Of course, Aziz will be rushing left end. Boss rushing right end. Rush D tackle still McKinney. And then we'll move Bowden's our sub linebacker. Okay. And there we go. So that'll be the roster heading into the 2028 season, which is where I think we will pick up next time. I just wanted to do the off season. Do have people coming over for New Year's Eve, so got to get ready for that. But I mean, I think we're all set. We are a 91 overall team, 91 offense, 91 defense. We're going to have the best offensive line in football. We got a ton of great young depth. Let's see. I will go ahead and show, I guess, the sliders here. This is what I've slowly tweaked throughout to make the game give us the best, like, accurate results to what you would see in real life. I think we will. So I did want to. So one thing I want to do, I want to increase injuries. We'll go up to 50. That will double it. So we'll see how that goes. And then I also, like, you see a lot more flags, especially holding calls. So I'm going to up the holding calls to like 65. We also see, like, there's usually one or two defensive pass interference calls a game. So I want to up those as well. And then we'll up the roughing the passer a little bit as well. So we should see more injuries. We should see more penalties in a game, which is what you expect. And we'll see how that goes. But that will be it for today. I'm sorry we couldn't get a generational talent. I thought the mock drafts were just what happened, but I guess we'll know for next time. We still ended up with a pretty good draft, and we still have an amazing team. We're looking to repeat, go back-to-back Super Bowls, and then I think we're probably going to have to start really contemplating some future moves on guys that we need to re-sign that are going to cost a lot of money. So we'll see how that goes. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new and enjoying this content, please consider liking and subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.